Welcome back to our channel. Step into the world of rare coins with Y Coins. Subscribe and start exploring. In 1998, a coin that many people might have passed by without a second glance became a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. The penny, often overlooked in everyday transactions, has always been a staple of American currency. However, as we take a deeper dive into the 1998 1-cent penny, we'll uncover its fascinating story, one that is not just about its historical significance, but also about its rare error, which would eventually elevate its value to astonishing heights. The penny may seem like an unassuming coin, but for collectors, the 1998 penny carries with it a tale of rarity, serendipity, and a remarkable price tag. To truly appreciate the significance of the 1998 penny, it's essential to first understand its place within the broader context of U.S. coinage. The 1-cent coin, or penny, has been in circulation since 1793. Over the centuries, its design has undergone several transformations, with various depictions of famous American figures, such as Lady Liberty and Abraham Lincoln. In 1909, the image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, became the permanent feature on the obverse side of the penny. This iconic design has remained largely unchanged for over a century, becoming one of the most enduring symbols of American currency. On the reverse side of the penny, the design also underwent a significant change in 1959, when the Lincoln Memorial replaced the earlier wheat stalks. The Lincoln Memorial design, created by Frank Gasparo, served as a tribute to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, honoring his role in preserving the Union during the Civil War. This reverse design would remain a fixture on the penny until 2009, when the Lincoln Bicentennial Series would introduce new designs to commemorate Lincoln's life and achievements. By 1998, the penny had become a familiar coin in daily life, and the design remained consistent with the previous decades. The image of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse were emblematic of the nation's respect for its 16th president. Yet, little did anyone know, a subtle error would soon make this seemingly ordinary penny one of the most valuable in the world of coin collecting. The mistake that would turn the 1998 penny into a collector's treasure stemmed from the minting process itself. For most coins, the minting process is a precise operation. The dies used to strike the design into the coin are carefully prepared to ensure each coin is as close to perfect as possible. However, like any production process, errors can occur from time to time. These errors, though rare, can have a profound impact on a coin's value, particularly if the error is distinctive enough to be noticed by collectors. The 1998 penny, specifically the 1998 Wide AM variety, is a perfect example of how a small minting flaw can cause a coin to become highly sought after. For most pennies minted in 1998, the letters AM in America on the reverse side of the coin are close together, as they should be. However, some pennies were struck with a significant gap between the A and the M, a flaw that caused the letters to appear unusually wide. This error, known as the Wide AM variety, was subtle enough to go unnoticed by most people, but it was immediately apparent to collectors who understood the significance of such variations. The Wide AM error was caused by a misalignment during the die manufacturing process. Normally, the A and M in America would be struck closely together, but for this small group of 1998 pennies, the die used to strike the design was slightly misaligned, resulting in the unusual spacing. While this error might seem trivial to someone unfamiliar with coin collecting, it was enough to make these pennies incredibly valuable to those with a keen eye for detail. For most collectors, the thrill of finding a rare error coin is what makes the hobby so fascinating. It's not just about owning a piece of history, it's about finding something that few others have. This is what makes the 1998 Wide AM penny so captivating. These pennies are rare, and their discovery sparked a wave of excitement among numismatists. A small mistake had turned an otherwise ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible. As word spread about the 1998 Wide AM penny, collectors began to search through rolls of pennies, hoping to find one of these rare coins. It wasn't just about the thrill of finding something rare, it was about the potential for owning a coin that could be worth much more than its face value. And over time, the 1998 Wide AM penny's value began to rise. What makes the 1998 Wide AM penny even more intriguing is its subtlety. The error is not immediately obvious to the untrained eye, and many people have likely unknowingly passed over these rare coins in their pocket change. The wide spacing between the A and M in America is difficult to spot unless you're specifically looking for it. This means that the coin's rarity was not immediately recognized, allowing savvy collectors to snap up these pennies when they were still relatively unknown. As collectors began to hunt for the 1998 Wide AM penny, its value steadily climbed. The price of the coin surged as it became more and more coveted, and today, this penny can fetch an extraordinary sum. The Wide AM penny is now regarded as one of the most valuable modern-era coins, and its price reflects its status as a highly sought-after collectible. While many 1998 pennies remain worth just 1 cent, the Wide AM variety is a different story entirely. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much is the 1998 Wide AM penny worth today? The value of these era pennies varies depending on factors like the coin's condition, its provenance, and the current demand in the numismatic market. However, one thing is certain: the 1998 Wide AM penny is worth far more than its face value. In fact, the highest recorded sale for a 1998 Wide AM penny has reached an impressive $148,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $148,000 for a penny that, when it was first minted, was worth just 1 cent. This incredible value speaks to the rarity of the 1998 Wide AM penny and the demand among collectors for unique and valuable era coins. The fact that a simple mistake in the minting process can transform an ordinary penny into a treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars is a testament to the fascinating world of numismatics. For those lucky enough to find one of these rare pennies, it can feel like striking gold. But how can you identify a 1998 Wide AM penny in your own collection or spare change? The first step is to closely examine the reverse of the coin, focusing on the America inscription. Look for the space between the A and the M in America. If you notice that the letters are unusually far apart, you may have found a 1998 Wide AM penny. However, it's important to note that this error is subtle and can be difficult to spot without careful inspection, so take your time when evaluating your coins. For those who are interested in collecting rare era coins, the 1998 Wide AM penny serves as an excellent example of how small imperfections in the minting process can lead to a coin's meteoric rise in value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just beginning to explore the world of coin collecting, the 1998 Wide AM penny is a coin that can add excitement and potential wealth to any collection. And now, for the grand reveal: the 1998 Wide AM penny, with its subtle but significant error, is worth an astonishing $148,000. Yes, this penny, which once circulated alongside billions of other pennies, is now worth a small fortune. It's a rare treasure that proves how the smallest details in coin production can turn an everyday object into something incredibly valuable. So, the next time you come across a 1998 penny, take a moment to inspect it closely. You might just have a valuable coin in your hands. You never know, you might be holding a piece of history that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. In 2008, a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1-cent penny, began its journey through the hands of millions of Americans. At first glance, it appeared to be just like any other penny, destined to be tucked away in jars, thrown into parking meters, or perhaps forgotten in the depths of couch cushions. However, lurking within this humble coin was something far more special: a rare error that would eventually capture the attention of collectors and investors alike. The 2008 penny, like so many coins before it, had an interesting tale to tell, one that would unfold in ways few could have predicted. To truly appreciate the 2008 penny, we must first understand the historical context in which it was minted. The penny, as a unit of currency, had been in circulation for over 2 centuries by the time 2008 rolled around. Introduced in 1793, the penny had gone through many design changes, with notable figures like Lady Liberty, Indian Head, and Abraham Lincoln making their way onto the coin. But it was in 1909 that the penny underwent a significant design shift, when Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln was chosen to adorn the obverse side of the coin. This design would remain unchanged for nearly a century, a testament to the enduring legacy of Lincoln's image. For much of the 20th century, the penny continued with the same design, Lincoln on the front and, on the reverse, the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial. This design had been in place since 1959 and was meant to honor the great president who had led the country through the Civil War and preserved the Union. As the decades passed, the penny continued to circulate widely, albeit with much debate over its diminishing value due to inflation. By 2008, the penny was a symbol of both American history and economic practicality. Despite the rising costs of goods and services, the penny remained firmly entrenched in American currency. And yet, little did anyone know that the 2008 penny would soon stand out among its peers, not because of a new design or because of a radical change in its production, but because of an error that would transform its status in the world of coin collecting. In 2008, the U.S. Mint was busy minting billions of pennies to meet the everyday demand for small denominations. However, as with any mass production process, sometimes errors can slip through the cracks. Coin errors, while often rare, have long been a source of fascination for collectors. These errors, whether they are caused by a misalignment, double striking, or a variety of other factors, can make a coin exceptionally rare and valuable. The 2008 penny featured a design that was very similar to that of previous years, Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin was produced in large numbers and was expected to be another routine penny. However, a significant error occurred during the minting process that would turn a group of 2008 pennies into valuable and highly sought-after pieces of numismatic history. This error came in the form of a 2008 S-proof penny with a double die obverse. A double die error occurs when the design on the coin is struck more than once, resulting in the image being slightly offset or doubled. This occurs due to an issue with the dies that are used to strike the coin. In the case of the 2008 S penny, the die was misaligned during the production process, causing a subtle doubling of Lincoln's features. While the error was not immediately apparent to the average observer, collectors quickly noticed the discrepancy. The doubled image of Lincoln's face became the key characteristic that made the 2008 S double die penny so desirable. Initially, the error may have seemed small, just a slight doubling of Lincoln's image, but for seasoned numismatists, this was a signal that something extraordinary had been created. Error coins like the 2008 S double die penny are considered rare treasures, and their discovery can send shockwaves through the coin collecting community. Many collectors immediately began searching through rolls of 2008 pennies, hoping to find one of these rare, misstruck coins. As the demand for these coins grew, so did their value. It became clear that the 2008 S double die penny was no ordinary coin. It was a rare mistake, one that would forever distinguish it from the billions of ordinary pennies minted that same year. As with any valuable error coin, the rarity of the 2008 S double die penny, combined with its historical significance, made it a prime target for collectors. But what made this particular penny so valuable? The answer lies not just in the error itself, but also in the appeal that error coins have in the world of numismatics. Error coins, particularly those that are rare and well documented, are highly prized by collectors because they represent an anomaly in an otherwise predictable and precise minting process. For many collectors, owning a rare error coin like the 2008 S double die penny is a symbol of both luck and expertise. It's a rare treasure that only a select few will ever own. Over time, the value of the 2008 S double die penny continued to rise. As more collectors discovered the rarity of the coin, its price began to climb steadily. The coin's appeal was not just about its historical context or its rarity, it was also about the thrill of owning a piece of minting history. A single mistake in the production process had turned a simple penny into a highly coveted collectible. The 2008 S double die penny's value reached impressive heights as collectors scrambled to acquire one. But what is it worth today? While the price can vary depending on the condition of the coin, its provenance, and the current state of the numismatic market, the value of a 2008 S double die penny has been recorded at an astounding $135,000 in some cases. That's right, this simple 1-cent piece, which was once worth just a penny, is now worth over $100,000. This incredible value speaks to the nature of the coin collecting world, where a small mistake in the minting process can lead to extraordinary results. A single misaligned die had transformed the 2008 S penny into a rare and valuable treasure, and for those lucky enough to own one, the coin has become a symbol of success in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey into the world of coin collecting, the 2008 double die penny serves as a reminder of how small imperfections can create immense value. Now, you may be wondering how you can identify a 2008 double die penny in your collection or pocket change. The first thing to look for is the double image on the obverse of the coin, specifically around the features of Abraham Lincoln. The doubling is usually most noticeable around Lincoln's eye, chin, and the lettering of Liberty. It's a subtle yet significant error, and finding one of these coins is like discovering a hidden treasure in the world of everyday currency. For those who are passionate about collecting rare coins, the 2008 double die penny is a must-have for any serious collection. Its combination of rarity, historical significance, and value make it one of the most desirable error coins of the 21st century. And, as with all error coins, it serves as a reminder of the beauty and unpredictability of the minting process. A simple mistake, made decades ago, has turned this unassuming penny into a coveted and valuable artifact. So, what's the final takeaway from the story of the 2008 double die penny? It's a story of rarity, history, and the incredible value that can be found in the most unexpected places. The next time you come across a 2008 penny in your change, take a moment to inspect it carefully. You might just be holding a treasure worth much more than its face value. And remember, that seemingly ordinary penny could very well be worth $135,000 today. It's a reminder that even the smallest, most unassuming things can hold immense value when you least expect it. In 2018, an unassuming coin that had long been a staple of everyday life in America was destined to take on a new role, a role far beyond its typical use in transactions, parking meters, and vending machines. The penny, that small, copper-plated coin that many people hardly give a second thought, became the center of attention in the numismatic world due to a fascinating series of events. The 2018 1-cent penny, which seemed to be just another year of the familiar Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the Union shield on the reverse, would soon capture the imaginations of collectors and enthusiasts alike due to a rare error that would elevate its status to something far greater. So, let's dive into the story of this particular penny, how it came to be, the small but significant error that made it a treasure, and ultimately, its rise to a shocking value that might surprise even the most seasoned numismatists. To understand the significance of the 2018 penny, we must first take a step back and explore the broader history of the US 1-cent coin. The penny, in its various forms, has been a part of American currency since the country's founding. First minted in 1793, the 1-cent coin has gone through various design iterations over the centuries. The most famous and enduring design is that of President Abraham Lincoln, which has graced the obverse of the penny since 1909. Originally designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's image on the penny has become one of the most recognized and revered symbols of American currency over the years. The reverse side of the penny has also undergone changes. From the wheat ears design used from 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial design that appeared from 1959 to 2008, and finally, in 2010, to the Union shield, the reverse of the penny has been redesigned to reflect evolving symbols of the United States. The Union shield, with its representation of a shield and a banner with the words E pluribus unum, out of many, one, was chosen as the new reverse to symbolize the strength and unity of the nation. This design, created by U.S. Mint engraver Don Everhart, would be the design featured on the 2018 penny and remain in use today. By 2018, the penny had become a part of everyday American life, albeit one that many people grumbled about due to inflation, which had caused the penny's value to decrease significantly. However, in the world of numismatics, the penny had gained a certain mystique. It was often overlooked by those who used it daily, but for serious collectors, it had become a fascinating piece of history that could hold hidden treasures, especially when it came to rare minting errors. These errors, whether caused by die misalignment, double striking, or other issues, could turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary find. In the case of the 2018 penny, the treasure would be found not in a major design flaw, but in a small and subtle error that would take many collectors by surprise. The 2018 penny, like many other coins before it, went through a standard minting process. However, some of the pennies produced that year featured an unusual characteristic that would later be identified as an error. This error involved the Union shield on the reverse side of the coin. The error, known as the double die variety, was a result of a slight misalignment in the die used to strike the coins. A double die occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once by the die, causing a slight offset of the image. In the case of the 2018 penny, this resulted in a doubling effect on the letters of E pluribus unum on the Union shield. This doubling effect was subtle, yet distinct enough to catch the eye of a trained numismatist. The doubling caused the letters to appear slightly more pronounced and offset, creating a subtle yet noticeable visual effect that set these coins apart from their regular counterparts. At first, this error may have seemed small and inconsequential. After all, coins often have minor flaws due to the sheer volume of production. However, for collectors, the 2018 double die penny became an object of intense interest. Coins with minting errors, particularly those that are subtle but distinctive, are highly prized in the numismatic world. They represent a rare occurrence in the minting process, an imperfection that makes them unique and valuable. It is this rarity, combined with the historical context of the coin, that caused the 2018 double die penny to become so appealing to collectors. As word spread among the coin collecting community about the 2018 penny with the double die error, collectors began to examine their own collections and search through rolls of pennies, hoping to find one of these rare pieces. The thrill of discovering a rare error coin is what drives many collectors, and the 2018 double die penny became a symbol of that excitement. The error was not immediately obvious to the untrained eye, and many of the coins likely passed through circulation without being noticed by most people. But for those who knew what to look for, this small and subtle error was a treasure waiting to be uncovered. As demand for the 2018 double die penny grew, its value steadily increased. At first, these coins could be found relatively easily, but as word spread and more collectors sought them out, the rarity of the error began to drive up prices. The penny, which had once been worth only 1 cent, became a valuable commodity in the world of coin collecting. As more of these error coins were identified and authenticated, the value of the 2018 double die penny continued to rise. But what makes this particular penny so valuable today? The answer lies in the rarity of the error, as well as the interest from collectors and investors who see the potential for significant returns. The 2018 double die penny, with its small but striking flaw, has become one of the most sought-after modern error coins in recent years. For those who are lucky enough to find one in their collection or through a roll of pennies, the potential for a substantial profit is clear. So, how much is the 2018 double die penny worth today? The value of a 2018 penny with the double die error can vary depending on its condition, provenance, and the current state of the coin market. However, the highest recorded sale for one of these coins has reached an astonishing $122,000. Yes, you read that correctly. This simple, everyday penny, which originally cost just 1 cent, is now worth over $122,000, thanks to a small and subtle minting error that made it a unique and highly sought-after collectible. This remarkable value highlights the unpredictable and fascinating world of numismatics, where a simple mistake in the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. The 2018 double die penny serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things are the ones that seem the least likely to be valuable at first glance. For collectors, it's a testament to the thrill of the hunt and the joy of discovering something rare and valuable in a world where even the smallest errors can lead to big rewards. As with all rare error coins, identifying a 2018 double die penny can be a challenge. To spot this particular error, you'll need to examine the reverse of the coin closely, especially around the E pluribus unum inscription. Look for any doubling or offsetting of the letters. If you notice that the letters appear slightly more pronounced or off-center, you may have a 2018 double die penny on your hands. It's a subtle error, but one that can make a significant difference in the coin's value. For anyone interested in coin collecting, the 2018 double die penny represents a fascinating opportunity. It's a modern coin with a historical story to tell, one that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. Whether you're just starting out or are a seasoned numismatist, the 2018 penny is a coin that highlights the excitement of the hobby and the potential for discovering hidden treasures in everyday objects. And now, the grand reveal: the 2018 double die penny, once a humble 1 cent coin, is now worth a staggering $122,000. It's a reminder that in the world of numismatics, even the smallest details can have enormous value. So, the next time you come across a 2018 penny in your pocket change, take a moment to inspect it closely. You just might be holding a rare and valuable piece of history in your hands. And who knows? You could be the next lucky collector to uncover a coin worth far more than its face value.